Hi, buddy. And we're back for Shadows over Ravenloft. This is session number 18 in the old hole. My phone's vibrating.
Okay, weird
That's announcement.
set of words.
Um, if you guys like podcasts, check out Mixed Monstrosities on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and you can listen to all of our backlog of Beneath the Tide. Episode 59 of 58 of Beneath the Tide, because we're a week behind on the podcast. Episode 58 of Beneath the Tide should be live hopefully tonight or tomorrow. You can watch that one. And then episode 59, which we streamed last night, which was really awesome. You can watch that on VOD right now. Do it. Rhyme and Reason. Oh, it's not on VOD yet. It'll be on VOD in 3 hours. But in 3 hours, you can watch it. Yeah. Also, Sunday, Soldiers of the Lich Queen, as always, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So tune in for that. And Descend into Avernus at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And starting next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is our Wildmount campaign, Legends of Wildmount. So if you want to scratch that Wildmount itch that you can't itch, come check it out. Oh, Christ. And I finally heard back from the artist who's doing the character portraits, so cool. Cool beans. So without further ado, you guys continued your little trek through Nedragaard Keep in the domain of Sithicus. Bernard running off, looking for the shard, compelled to via madness, as Nesla was pulled down into the Nine Hells by Bel the Archdevil. The party had some words with each other, caught up with Bernard, and just stormed around Nedragaard Keep looking for this shard, opening doors, blah blah blah. Eventually, the party came across a secret room that contained treasure, loot, that the party did take, just as Nesla was approaching the party, but looking a little different, wielding a scimitar and just, covered in scars, far different than the Nesla they had just previously had with them, who was pulled down to the Nine Hells. After discussions on what this Nesla was, who it was, what was happening, the party were accosted by a different Death Knight whose black iron armor was etched in roses, and they had a purple plume cascading out of their helmet. Before many questions could be asked, and this Death Knight could, do what Death Knights do, the party fled Nedragaard Keep out a window, just as Nedragaard Keep disappeared as shadows coalesced around it, and from the depths of the domain of Sithicus emerged Tenebrous, also known as Orcus, alongside this green-eyed skeletal humanoid, single green eye, no eye in the other socket, and a cluster of vines that were like slapping people around and trying to just strangle you all. This undead humanoid-looking figure also was clutching the tome that Bernard had dropped inside that Ophelia had dropped inside the keep. And you all decided to, let's just leave this garden as more of these tendrils were breaking out of the ground. And as you all got a decent amount away from Nedragaard Keep, this massive titan, this colossus, burst out of the earth, covered in like vine-like tentacles and massive wings. Picture Cthulhu, essentially. Bursting free from the earth, this massive creature, and as it jettisoned up into the sky with the undead figure and Orcus, it let out this huge volley from its wings, causing the trees of the nearby forest to just get leveled and decimated, and everyone to get knocked onto the ground. The party got into Ophelia's stagecoach and jettisoned away towards Barovia, everyone kind of having their own little solo moments. Una and Nesla talking about, if you may not be our Nesla kind of deal, but well, good heart to heart stuff with Una and Nesla, and Bernard and Ophelia also having their conversations about some things before Una arrived with the loot that they had taken from Nedragaard Keep. And after the party divvied up the loot, it contained a flying broom, some armor that Bernard put on and that hurt him pretty bad, scorpion armor, and some other goodies. An Acheron blade, which I believe no one has taken, and After discussing and divvying up the loot and the money, yeah, Ophelia mentioned that their next two shards are relatively close to each other in the Shadow Rift and in Cardicas in the Chapel of the Night. So the party decided to go to the halfway point, and you guys set off towards Barovia in your stagecoach. And that's where we're going to pick up, with the stagecoach making its way relatively easily to Barovia because it is not too far away from Sithicus. So, that's where we are. You're all clustered in the main foyer, and the stagecoach is just rolling on towards the domain of Sithicus. Or Barovia.
Bernard was at, like, what? I forgot. Like, really low, like 15 health.
Yeah, I think everybody was taking a long rest.
Yeah, we sleep in.
Which means you'll get to Barovia. You'll be at Barovia when you wake up.
Since Una only needs 4 hours to just chill out because of her thing,
Yeah.
she's just like chilling on the broom, just like sneaking around, just like going through all the rooms. And she gets to the library
Mm-hmm.
and she goes inside while everybody's sleeping.
Okay.
And she's trying to find information about if it's possible to make somebody not like a pit fiend anymore.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I have to pull up the stagecoach. Boom. All right, so you go to the library, and you're kind of hovering around on your broom, like looking through the bookshelves, because there's a lot of books in here, but you can get to the higher ones relatively easily on this broom. I need you to give me a investigation check.
Proficient in that? Oh, 30.
30. Yeah. So you find a collection of books. One is about devils, specifically, and so you get 3 pieces of information about that. Devils are basically the only ones that can promote devils to higher or lower ranking devils. So for example, Nesla's soul was turned into a pit fiend supposedly, which means only the archdevil that turned him into such pit fiend could change him back. So if, say, Nesla as a pit fiend doesn't do what the devil says or does things poorly, he could demote the pit fiend to another fiend, like a chain devil or a lemure, which is like a slimy face, gross, lowest rank devil. The other method you can probably suss out from these books is, if that doesn't work, the only other method that most likely would is a wish spell, and even then the wish spell would have to be worded so specifically and carefully to cause this effect to work. The other method is you could try to appease to the devil and make a deal, but that just brings on a whole nother side of things. So basically, you get the gist of it: either a wish spell, or find a way to appease an archdevil, which is not an easy task. And you also have no way of contacting said archdevil at the current point in time.
She's just like flipping through and she's just like, interesting. She just like closes the book and like puts it back on the shelf, and then she just kind of like flying around and then goes out before everybody wakes up, so they didn't see that she was like in the library trying to look up something.
Okay. And yeah, everybody, as she kind of does all that stuff, everybody can kind of wake up from their long rest and get the benefits of a long rest.
Is everybody's, or the two of them, they're sleeping in the common room, right?
I assume they would have went back to their beds.
Okay, never mind.
Because the beds have special benefits if you go to those. So yeah, you guys wake up from your long rest.
All right. So Bernard is going to uh, inscribe his runes,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to be accurate. He's going to be putting the Hill rune or Haug on his shield, the Fire rune on his sword, and the Frost rune on his heavy armor that he's wearing, which will be the mithril plate.
Okay.
And then he's going to put that on.
All right. What's everybody else doing when they wake up?
Alright, Nesla has no idea how fast this thing is.
Nope.
Doesn't realize we're already there, so.
Yep. Then the destination
going-
arrived. Notification would have popped up while everybody was passed out.
I'm going to grab my book and kick back on the bed.
Okay. What about Ophelia?
Get up, see that we're there, and kind of go around, knock on everyone's door, and get them into the common room, round them up. Like,
Okay.
all right, we're here, let's go.
That was quick.
I mean, I did tell it to go a bit slower this time, so, you know, not as quick as it could have been.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's quite the hero.
Who?
The doctor.
He'll like be standing next to her, and like kind of give her like a shoulder.
Ophelia's trying to determine if he means her or old Ophelia. She's just like squinting. It's like,
I'm going to leave that book on the dresser.
Okay.
Alright, where's Una?
She just like, you just hear her kind of like laughing throughout the halls, and then she like, you see her come in, and she's like standing on the broom trying to like keep herself balanced and fly.
Acrobatics check.
"18."
Yeah, you come in riding it like a surfboard.
Ah, see, while you were sleeping, I was forging the ways of the broom here.
Bernard's gonna lean over to Ophelia and ask her,
This is a good side, right? Like, you know, right? Considering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Considering, yeah.
All right.
Be
Yeah, it
careful.
looks great, Una. You're really riding that thing. Dang.
And I've only broken 2 vases while you two were sleeping.
Oh
You
no,
did
hopefully.
what now?
Don't worry, I put them back together, kind of, more or less. And then she just looks towards Nesla and is just like, "How'd you sleep, Nesla?"
"You did."
You did.
It was quite relaxing. It was the best sleep I've gotten in a week.
"Well, that's good to hear, Nesla." And she just like goes down to like sitting on the broom to try to get more like eye level with him. Just like, "So, you ready to see what's in the big land outside? With your buddies again?"
Not particularly, but I guess we need to.
Who just kind of just like nods to herself like, "Okay."
Alright.
So, where are we?
So, I told it to go to Barovia because looking at where we still need to go, kind of the halfway point is here. Actually, the halfway point was Castle Ravenloft, but we don't really want to go there considering who's on the throne right now.
Castle Ravenloft is the halfway point.
Yeah, between the Shadow Rift and the Doctor. Where did I die? What's that name?
The Shadow Temple?
That one. It's kind of the halfway point between the two of them.
Chapel of the Night.
Temple of the Night, you know. The
Where
other
I
dark
died.
name.
Chapel.
So, what are you doing there?
We're looking for the shards of the Sun Sword.
Where'd you get that information?
Oh, Doctor, where did we get that information?
Some doofus named Strahd.
Oh,
And
yeah.
actually, it was not necessarily Strahd. We actually got this information from a wizard in Harmonia that had one of the shards. I felt when I just had the hilt, I felt the pull in a direction. Found out that this wizard had one of the shards. Yeah. And he kind of gave us a kind of itinerary for what we might need to do. So we just been kind of going off of that. But he disappeared. Who knows?
Well, the information that we had told us that one of the shards was here at Castle Ravenloft.
Oh, well, we did get one from, well, what was going on with Strahd in your world? Is he still dingus?
He was my boss.
Was he still like a vampire?
Would we have done that?
No, he was still a vampire.
Yes.
Okay.
But he was your boss, you said, so that's still one similarity.
You work for him as well?
Yeah, me and Nesla did. Who just kind of like looks off to the side.
I suppose technically, Dr. Bauer and I were also working for him. Not necessarily willingly, but it's gray. A lot of gray.
It was a contract. It was a mutual agreement.
Did you find the shard in Castle Ravenloft or the Sea of Sorrows?
As far as we know, there wasn't one there.
Mm.
That's where we found the hilt.
Interesting.
The Sea of Sorrows, wasn't that where we found Old Ophelia and the lighthouse and the boat? Was that on the Sea of Sorrows?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, where Nesla and I died.
And where future me died.
We both got eaten, I think, if I remember correctly. That was a bit hazy when I came back there.
Yeah, you guys got chopped. Wasn't pretty.
Yeah. I don't think that Nestle actually died. He died twice, I think. Not more than that. 3 times, technically. But
Third time's a charm. And then Una just like awkwardly laughs and just kind of like get off the broom.
Technically, it was 4 times.
it was.
Mm-hmm. You all technically died when you did the ritual.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the command word to get the broom to stop flying again?
Fly.
To stop flying?
Yeah, the command word is just always the same.
Okay. And Una's just like, fly. And like, she just like catches it as it's like going down.
And she just whispers afterward, not. Fly, not.
And she like straps it to her back.
Okay.
And she's like taken off the greatsword that she had with her, and she's like laying it over across the fireplace, like on the mantle.
Okay. You have this really black sheen great sword above the fireplace.
See, since none of us are gonna use that right now, isn't that the perfect place for it? You know, it really gives just this wonderful feeling to the entrance here.
Nah. But I mean, sure.
Gives a feeling. Yeah, sure. Sure.
Hey, a woman's home is her carriage, and
Technically, it's my home because it's my carriage. So, you know,
details, Ophelia. And like,
technically.
Well, we should probably talk about what we're gonna do here and whether or not we're gonna pick one of the other places to go to for the shard.
As you guys are here currently, is anyone looking out the windows? Curtains are currently drawn. Not drawn, closed.
I haven't.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if we do, Doctor, do we know where we are in Barovia?
No, I just said Barovia, so we could just be in the town, in the whole general place of it, or we could be in like the village of Barovia. Who knows?
Cool. Yeah, maybe we should
Who
have
knows?
maybe we should poke our heads out, see where we're at.
Yeah, good idea. They will go in. Boop.
Okay. You open the curtains and you're kind of near the village of Krezik, the entrance into Barovia, which is the wintry settlement that was in the mountains. And looking out the window, you just see dead bodies all over the road and in the woods nearby, and Krezik looks like it had been burned to the ground, and bodies are just hanging across the ramparts and from the trees. And there's a symbol painted on the gates that you don't recognize.
Oh. Okay.
How's it going?
Um,
What's the skinny?
Why don't you take a look?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's see what's going on. Oh
Same thing.
no, Ayun.
The bodies aren't like, it's not like one nice little stab wound or like a burn. It's like they've been cut apart and hewn just to pieces. And the bodies that are hung have been flayed. And yeah, there's like a big symbol painted in blood on the gates.
That's awful.
If anybody that's looking out the windows, Ophelia or Bernard, do any of you know Orc? Okay.
No.
Una's like coming up behind them, trying to see like, what are y'all gawking at?
Yeah, I don't think I can take much more of that. That's pretty rough.
And Bernard will just step away.
Okay.
Una goes to take a peek.
Yeah, same thing. You see the same thing.
Does it, like, looking at these bodies, and from reading that book that Una and Bernard were reading, does it look like anything specifically? Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Bernard will just go up to Ophelia.
I can't believe Lynn would do something like that.
I don't think it's Lynn.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
what
I
I-
don't think so either. But still, you'd think there'd be something left of her in there.
Whatever is in there has had a year to wear her down, Bernard. Who knows how much of her is left?
It's terrible. Well, what do we want to do?
No, we can see if there's anything left to salvage, or we can just keep going.
I think we should. We should. I don't know. I think we should keep going. I don't. What is there to get from there? Seems like it's just death.
Does it look like you said that it looked like it was like
Burnt.
kind of raised,
Raised
right?
to the ground, yeah.
Yeah. So there's
And
we could just assume there's nothing.
and in the distance, like where the other settlements would be, you can see smoke rising from those settlements too.
Yeah.
Barovia has been essentially raised from the ground, raised to the ground rather. And as you're all kind of like sitting here communicating, Una, you hear a voice in your head. Kind of, it's almost as soon as you entered Barovia, you feel like a tickle, and then there's like a voice that says, "Hello, Una. I have been trying to contact Nesla, but I have not gotten any sort of response. Barovia has been overrun by the undead legion commanded by the Lady of Death. All settlements have been destroyed and everyone murdered and risen to join the legion. Should you come across any bodies, do not disturb them. They might be alarms. If you want to move in Barovia, do so quietly off the road. I have something of aid for your search for these shards. If you want it, meet me in this Valage wood surrounding Castle Ravenloft. I've set up a little shack. It looks like Orcus has taken Vecna from Greyhawk and has also risen a Titan of Calamity as well, and I think we all need to discuss plans on how to stop him. And sort of those plans require something hidden beneath Castle Ravenloft. If you want any help, or if you want anything that could help you find these shards to power up the Sun Sword, I am in these Valage Woods at the base of Castle Ravenloft, and then
And Una's getting like the sense she can't like reply back to this.
correct.
Okay. Una just like goes towards the door, just kind of put her like arms out in front of it, so like, as in like a what like everybody like stop what we're doing. New plan. I think we should be nice and quiet, and you can tell like Una's like frazzled again.
Okay, nice and quiet.
What's going on?
Well, and she just like puts her arms down. Strahd just contacted me. And apparently, the Lady of Death has like decimated the region, has an undead legion going on here, and Strahd said, don't interact with the bodies. Bad idea. Don't do it. And if Strahd says not to touch something, I will generally listen, and that's saying something coming from me.
Mm-hmm.
So he suggested that if we want his help, which I really think we should take it, we need to meet him in the woods by Castle Ravenloft.
Absolutely.
How are we gonna do that? There's like bodies all over the road. I mean,
He said,
Ophelia, does this thing goes off road? I mean, we saw it go over the water. Can you tell it to travel there without going on the roads or hitting bodies?
I can tell it to avoid the bodies, but I'm not sure how good that would work.
Strahd said we should probably not stick to the roads. So, with that being said, guys, should we just try to hightail it with this wagon, max this puppy out, see what it can do? Or should we just try to be stealthy?
Strahd's still alive in this land. I don't want to attract trouble to him.
Did he die in your land?
No, but things here are not looking exactly as great as they were at home, and things weren't great there either.
Well, we seem to be an unlucky bunch. So, do we go off road with the carriage, or do we take the Shoelace Express?
Maybe we should do a test first, see if the carriage can go off-road, and then we'll just kind of make more decisions from there. Like if it'll actually try to avoid the bodies.
Okay. And how do you propose we do that?
Well, I think maybe you and I, the doctors, will be outside the carriage, and maybe then you could tell it to give it directions, and if it looks like it's just not going to avoid a body, just tell it to stop, and then we pack it up and just go on foot.
I think I have to be in the carriage to give it directions.
If you hit me, it's fine. Let's try it. Yes, carriage, I know. We already arrived in Barovia.
Boop boop boop. Boop 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 boop.
I mean,
It's like when you don't hit the timer off right away. Hey.
yeah, if you're willing to get hit by a carriage, potentially, sure. You could tell it to avoid you, and if it doesn't, we don't use the carriage.
All right. And Uno will open the door.
Okay, so you open the door, and yeah, there's bodies splayed out all over the road. Very hard to navigate the road without stepping on a body. You'll have to like tiptoe over them and.
She's like peering out the back and just like, Ophelia, if I, the one who is like the best at sneaking around here, is looking at this and thinking it's an issue, I don't think the carriage is gonna make it very far through this.
Then we don't use the carriage. Problem solved.
How long would it take to walk to Castle Ravenloft through here?
Probably at least like, what, 3 to 5 days, depending?
No, a few hours. It's only a couple miles.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But
if everyone's
it's also
Alright.
up on a mountain. But Strahd said meet him in the forest at the base.
right. Well, I think that settles that. We are taking the Shoelace Express. All right.
Okay.
Everyone out. Let's pack it up.
Everybody got what they need for this journey on them?
I do, yeah.
Yeah,
Things left
I think I'll probably leave this stupid armor here.
And he'll just like kick it.
Okay.
Hey, I think the armor looked good on you, Bernard. It really matched your complexion. And she's
It's
like,
gross.
okay, like pointing to the top of his head.
That makes me barf. It's gross.
What about you, Nesla? Do you have everything you need?
Things left here safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Everyone out. Let's go.
All right, so you all clamber out of the stagecoach, and you see, bodies scattered across the road in pieces, and Kresik is just raised to the ground, and bodies hanging from the gates and trees. And
As soon as everyone's out, we're gonna shrink the couch.
okay, you can shrink it. Takes a minute, so you shrink it up, and you're kind of all just standing in the middle of the road.
Well, first things first, let's get off the road.
Yeah.
Do you see like a kind of partially wooded area that might be good for?
The Svalich Woods dominates most of Barovia, so you can
Alright,
easily just dip into the woods from here.
And that's on the north side of the road?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, let's get some cover and start moving. Now, Doctor, weren't there werewolves on this part of Barovia? On the north side of this road? That's what...
The only werewolf I ever encountered here was Emil.
Yeah, but, he said that his pack was nearby on the north side of this.
Well, looking at Kresik, do you think they would have survived? Or do you think they would have had the same fate?
That's tough to say. I mean, they were kind of creatures of the night, so to speak, and maybe, who knows if Lynn was using them or killing them. I mean, I imagine she was using them like Strahd did, but, I mean, who knows? Definitely worth being cautious.
So you guys are walking and talking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you get into the Svalich Woods in this area, you'd also remember this is also near the area where Van Richten's tower was, where the dragon came out of. As you get into these woods, you guys haven't been in this. Well, it's been probably a couple weeks since you guys left Barovia. And you get into the area, and the area of this forest, it's dark in these forests, because, again, no sunlight in Barovia. Heavy, coppery smell in these woods. And then there's like a tinge of like rotting meat on top of it.
Blech.
It's like putting a sprinkle of sugar on a penny.
So everyone give me perception checks. Anyone who doesn't have dark vision has disadvantage. But I think everyone has dark vision. Alright, Una, what'd you get?
23.
Nesla.
Hang on, it's advantage. 16.
Ophelia.
19.
Bernard.
6.
6, okay.
Glasses askew, like wrestling through the bush with hacking away stuff in front of him.
Anyone who got a 15 or higher notices you can't make out the heads that well, but there's heads staked to trees, like severed heads staked into trees, almost like markers. And they seem to be going in the direction of Emil's den. And upon as you guys move closer through the woods, getting to your destination, the heads most definitely belong to werewolves.
Well, I suppose that answers that question.
Oh, they really got the short end of the stick.
You know, I think her humor's growing on me, Doctor.
Where y'all normally hear Nesla purr, y'all hear a little growl come out.
Nesla? Got something stuck in your throat?
That doesn't.
If someone's capable of this, we need to be careful.
And you guys keep walking. Are you guys doing this quietly or yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess after Nesla said that, Bernard's gonna like sheath his sword and just try like parting stuff
Okay,
and
stealth
making
check.
sure it doesn't
yeah.
scrape up against his armor.
Stealth checks from everyone.
Okay.
Remember the last time Ophelia tried to hide in a forest, y'all?
Oh,
Not bad for Bernard. Oof.
All right. Una, what'd you get?
26.
Nesla.
that one.
Oof.
Oh no.
Nesla's like keeping his eye out on like just very wary. Steps on a little tiny twig. Ophelia
16.
and Bernard.
14. I got
Okay.
no dex bonuses at all. I should stop it.
As that happens, you guys hear a mighty flap of wings as someone's phone goes off. Okay. So yeah. You guys all.
Bernard, sheath the sun sword.
You guys are walking relatively fine. Nesla kind of steps on a little bit of a twig, but everybody else kind of like covers up the sound with their soft footsteps. So, that doesn't make any sense, but whatever. And you guys come to that crossroads, and to your left is Lake Baratok, and you can see the remains of Van Richten's tower that has now collapsed. And
We're summoning a dragon, huh?
and from the forest, from the tree line, you guys can see these two heavily armored undead figures like rooting through the rubble. There's two of them. They're about 15 feet tall each, just decked out in plate armor, and they're just digging through the rubble. They look like stone giants, just undead though. They're like decaying and rotting, and they're just digging through the rubble. And they're like a good 200 feet away, just digging in the rubble. Just
Well, I just imagine us all start shaking our heads no, and then start looking at each other and seeing everybody else shake their heads, and we just keep moving.
Okay. So yeah, with those stealth checks, you guys can move over like the open road and then back into the Svalich woods on the other side of the road. As you guys do get on the other side of the road, one of the hill giants raises its head and like looks around, and then goes back to digging through the rubble. Yeah. And they all, on their armor, it was like black plate, really jagged, and painted on the front was that same symbol you guys saw on Krezik. It's a bloody red hand covered in a circle, and in the circle is Orcish script. And you guys keep walking through the woods, and you start. Are you guys? And then eventually you guys can see the massive area of Lake Zarovich ahead of you. Are you gonna go the left way around, which has more dense forest coverings, and you can get to the base of the forest that Strahd mentioned easier, but it will be a little bit longer? Or do you go the route through Vallaki? So the one's to the east, one's to the west from where you currently are.
I think we should avoid any populated areas.
Yeah, but Doctor, I really wouldn't mind seeing if Emily's still alive.
Ernest's
Yes.
daughter. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck?
The butcher's daughter.
I mean, she could be taking refuge in the forest. I mean, she was a hunter, so we might see her there, but I don't know, I guess I'm kind of worried. I'd like to think she's okay. Or at least surviving.
As much as I'd like to say there's no harm in looking, there very well may be harm to looking.
Yeah. Plus, there's an equal chance we'll find her out in the forest, too, so who knows? I think that's smart. We're gonna have to avoid Vallaki.
Let's stay away from population right now.
Or lack thereof. Who knows?
Alright.
We go the other way of luck.
Okay.
The northern side of the lake,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Yeah.
So you guys start creeping that way. And as you guys kind of make that way, north of the mountain lake, you can see trees that begin their steady climb up the slopes of Mount Baratok, and the mountain's monolithic presence is oppressive at this distance. Uh, the ground here is rocky, uneven, and tiring to navigate through this area of the forest. And you get the sense even wolves avoid this neck of the woods. Um, as you guys kind of go this way, you start to like climb into a valley that kind of is risen above the lake, uh, and mist is like swirling. And as you guys kind of climb up this ascent into the forest, you climb above a blanket of fog that engulfs the valley, and you can't see below that blanket of fog. Dark thunder clouds also start to roll overhead. Um, and Up ahead, you see an elk standing on a rocky spur about 60 feet away, and suddenly it assumes the form of a man in tattered robes. His hair and beard are long, black, and streaked with gray, and his eyes crackle with eldritch power, and he just sits on the rock, kicking his feet and looking out at the valley below.
Bernard will take a knee and like gesture everyone else to like get low.
Yeah. You'll crouch beside him.
What do you guys think? You think this guy's a bad guy?
And then he stands
Does he
up.
look relatively alive?
He looks completely alive. He stands up, looks around, and then just steps off the rocky outcrop and drops into the valley below. And then after about 5 seconds, you hear a sound of something wet splattering across the mountainside.
I'll go up to the cliff face and look off.
Yeah, you see just a body scattered across the rocks and the forest below.
I'll gesture back.
Oh, that's...
Dang.
God rest their soul.
Quick, is there anything? Do we wanna like try salvaging that fella?
It looks like he didn't have anything worth salvaging off of him.
I meant like resurrection or like.
If he's
Bring him
in
back.
pieces, I don't know if I can do shit about it.
Oh yeah.
Can't do shit if he's in pieces.
There are very few things in life that we can control, but
Yeah,
death
maybe.
is one of them.
Yeah, I imagine if we tried to bring him back, he wouldn't wanna, considering the situation in which he left.
I think him and Death need to have a personal conversation, and we should not insert ourselves in that one.
Still, that's pretty rough.
And thus ends the story.
Would
of
we-
Mad Mage of Baratok.
Would we have recognized this person at
Oh.
all?
Nope.
Okay, well then.
Alright, let's let's get going.
One of the NPCs that was never encountered in Kurt's Strahd.
Hey.
You guys keep rolling. You creep past where the old man leapt to his death, and let's look at the map of Barovia. Stepping over streams and rivers, you guys come to a forest, and more of the forest, obviously, and the forest goes up and is bare as it goes to the valley. And you can see Castle Ravenloft up on the mountain in the distance, and it looks like the forest is about to thin out and get kind of narrow if you continue your current path. But it is the only path unless you want to ascend up the mountain. But Strahd did mention meet him at the base.
Before, like, we were continuing on where that dude jumped, Una's gonna go over there and, like, is there, like, any loose rocks around there she can grab easily?
Yeah.
She grabs one and she, like, tries to, like, Like, you know how you like take a stone and then kind of like scrape it against another and make like a white residue?
Yeah.
In like Thieves Can't, she kind of like writes down just like, "You're worth it, don't do it," and continues on.
Okay. And as you kind of like doing that, you see kind of a glimpse of the fog kind of rolling past, and it looks like it's a good like 900-foot drop.
And she just silently continues on.
So you guys continue through the forest again, and you guys notice a surprisingly like a lack of like beasts and creatures. Usually these forests would be teeming with like werewolves, wolves, dire wolves, and other creatures. But the forests are still and quiet, and there's not much of a presence left here. Like it's unearthly quiet. And eventually, we'll say it takes about a total of, the way you guys had to go, 4 hours, roughly. And up ahead, you guys can see a small shack nestled in a dense part of the forest that's kind of nestled against the base of the mountain where Castle Ravenloft sits. And there's a little light flickering in the window.
Una like quietly mimics the sound like the carriage would make when they were at their destination.
Give me a performance check.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Come on. 11.
If you were a Kenku, that would have worked perfectly. All right. So you kind of just go like, making like the sound of wheels, and the candle in the window gets snuffed. And the door opens, and sitting in the door you see a shadowy figure with a hood on and a sword strapped at their side. And then lifts up a lantern, and you guys see the face of Strahd von Zarovich, the human face of Strahd von Zarovich, and he's like, hello everyone. And he pulls the hood down.
Yeah, hey, dork.
Oh, aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
And he kind of looks at Nesla and goes, You're not my Nesla. And says, come in, I have wine.
You have what? And Una just walks right in and pushes past Strahd.
Oh, right. Please, very important matters to discuss. And he spins on the spot and goes back into the shack.
You're muted.
As I walk by, I'm going to give him that look of there's something different about you.
He gives you the same one.
It's like that Spider-Man meme.
So you all enter the shack, and Strahd like looks at the door and closes it and locks it, and he pours everybody a glass of wine and says, "So, I can safely assume you were the ones in Sithicus who saw Orcus rise, correct?" He was
Yes.
with Vecna and with a creature called the Titan of Calamity.
Does any of that ring a bell?
Nope.
Neat. What's that mean?
The Dark Powers were rumored to have ensured their freedom from the Dread Domain via a creature they buried beneath Sithicus back when this domain was born. The creature was said to be the precursor to the end times. It is rumored the creature would destroy Ravenloft, unleashing the dark... Sorry, I've drank a lot of wine. Unleashing the dark energy stored within the core, and then devour this dark energy, causing the domain to collapse, sending all beings trapped here into a dark abyss, known as the negative energy plane. Nothing can survive there. It is a black void bereft of oxygen, light, and life itself. All who wind up there die. The Titan would then create a rift from this tremendous destruction, and all beings inside the Titan would be sent to the material plane, allowing the Dark Powers to continue their domination and corruption, with nothing on that plane able to stop them, not even the gods. He kind of takes a sip of wine. The ritual to seal the Dark Powers is not lost. Orcus made a mistake when he absorbed their essences. They all live inside of him now. Destroying Orcus would cause the dark powers to remain trapped inside the Titan. If we can achieve this, we only need to seal the Titan once more. Now, my father kept an archive in the depths of Castle Ravenloft, knowledge that he collected and kept from prying eyes and plunderers. He kind of looks at all of you, well, not all of you, at Ophelia and Bernard, reminiscing about the catacombs that you guys were looting around in. It lies far beneath the castle, even more far beneath the catacombs. I'm the only one who knows where to find this entrance. I highly doubt the Lady of Death and her undead legion have sussed out that secret. We must press through the Svalich woods to the northern base of the mountains. The secret entrance is built into the roots. Also, how goes the quest for the shards? How many do you have left?
Bernard will unsheath the sword and just hold it up.
Looks like 2.
I was gonna say, Ezra kind of right in front of the sword, trying to shield Strahd.
I'm fine. I am not a vampire. He smiles and just human teeth. Alright. So, I thought I would help, and I figured you probably would not want to go back there, so I went to the Chapel of Night myself after things in Cartacas mellowed out a little bit. I met this lich that lives there. He mentioned you were all looking for an amulet of his, a pendant.
Bernard will just look at Una.
Do you have the pendant on your person?
Oh yeah, and like Una's like rifling around. She just like takes it out of her pouch.
He looks at it and says, "Ah, yes, that was my brother's pendant, given to him by Tatiana. May I see it?"
Oh, of course. And like Una like hands it over to him, trying to be respectful,
Yeah.
but it's still
Yeah.
Una.
He takes it and goes, "My brother was rumored to have hidden something inside this pendant." And he pries the gem out, and inside you guys see a lead lockbox. And he goes, well, and he opens the lockbox, and as soon as it opens, the sun sword pings. Just like ping.
Ah, dang it.
We had it all this time.
It's a really good thing Una didn't get pulled down to the 9 hells. And Strahd takes the shard out and hands it to Bernard.
Bernard will hold out the sword and let it.
We had it all this
Yeah.
time.
All the time.
Always.
That's badass.
And yeah, Strahd's holding the gem, and he's like, "I don't want this. He looks at it. I think it's the Lich's phylactery. Any of you want it?"
Well, I mean, I suppose he still needs it, right?
Yes.
I don't know, we thinking we want to give it to him or no?
I mean, it's
Are
a
you-
lich. It's your.
We
Are
probably
you more
don't wanna
likely
go
see
back.
him, Strahd?
I don't care. It's my brother's pendant, though, so I don't think I'm giving it back. And he sets it back into the amulet and puts the pendant around his neck.
It does
Okay.
complement your skin tone, Strahd. I will say that.
Think of it as a buttercreaming chip. So,
Man,
we have to go deep below Castle Ravenloft. Trick is, not even I have gone into those archives.
right.
Dang.
Just
Dar-
never felt like it.
No reason to. I thought it was just, well, not worth it. But then, well, I found out some things. I found out my father collected ancient knowledge of the domain and hid it down there. So, most likely a good place to go to figure out more about this Titan and how to stop it, as well as stopping Orcus and Vecna.
Yeah, I
And-
prefer if we
and-
stop.
Just a chance, you all, if any of you know this. Did Vecna get his tome back? It's very crucial he does not get his hands on it.
Yeah, kinda. Yep, he kinda got that.
Mhm.
Una
Yep.
just looks towards Ophelia.
Well, that makes matters a little worse then.
Hey,
yeah.
so if for instance we were able to get it or anything like that, how would we even destroy it?
Destroy what, the book?
Get rid of it? Yeah,
I do not know.
because we could barely hang on to it without it destroying whatever was holding it.
That
Which is why we left it. and
that
we
makes
got hold of it.
sense. It's a well. I don't know how to destroy it. Maybe the archives will have the information we need.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, that would be the reason why we couldn't hang on to it for too long. It was destructive and was just
If Vecna does indeed hold it, that means he's back at his full potential, his full power. M-
Right.
And
what's that mean?
it also means he might dwarf Orcus in his power. And
Great.
Orcus might not know that right now.
We could use it against them.
Vecna doesn't exactly work together with other beings.
Pit them against each other.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, that sounds good.
I'd pay a lot of platinum to see that fight.
I don't know if
Mhm.
that'll work.
Sure, it will.
Do you know which one of them has control over the big beastly thing, the Titan?
No. But I saw the Titan. It's kind of why I
Kinda
reached
hard-
out. Yeah,
Kind of hard to miss.
Yeah.
it's headed towards the core. The core.
Wait.
The core of Ravenloft.
No, you mean we're heading right towards it, or
Yeah.
are you talking about the rift?
Yes, the core lies beneath the Shadow Rift.
Oh,
For a moment, when you were saying Ravenloft, I thought you meant like Castle Ravenloft, and I was just
No.
like,
The entire domain is called Ravenloft.
yeah.
So yeah,
Thanks.
he's like, it's headed to the core. It's most likely going to, as the legends say, dig up the core, devour the core, and then destroy this whole domain in the process. And all of us, if we're still trapped here, get sent to the negative energy plane. And those of us who aren't undead die instantly. So, with no hopes of coming back and whatnot. And he looks at Una. It must be very difficult for you to be back in Barovia.
Yeah, there's been some weird feelings, but you just bury it, you know.
Your hags live here.
They do. Was thinking about that on the way over.
hags? Is
what?
it like multiple?
Yes,
We
a,
only saw that big one,
Multiple.
right?
a trio of night hags live in the old bone grinder. They're the ones who have given Una her affliction.
Hmm.
Did Dr. Bauer and
Nope.
Bernard hear about that ever while they were here?
Not about the
For the
old bone
year?
grinder, because that thing disappeared after everyone else left it
Yeah.
alone.
Okay.
Or pissed off the hags, and then, you know.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So we're oblivious right now.
Yep.
All right.
But, unfortunately, Una, more pressing matters.
Very much more pressing matters. And I
Um,
think I'd like the option of not leaving my comrades behind if we dealt with the hags first.
who said you'd be leaving them behind? Anyways, how are you all with delving into ancient structures that haven't seen the light of day in hundreds, possibly thousands of years?
I gosh darn love it.
It's
I'm
classic
super
word.
pumped.
Great. When I did peruse through my father's journal, it mentioned that he did put traps down there, arcane and other deadly traps to sort of stop people from raiding it.
Great, let's do it.
Oh my god, of course he did.
And there's probably creatures down there that have probably moved in
I'm so ready.
Or
This
tri-
sounds fun.
or trickled down from the castle. Uh, have any of you spoken to Rahadin? I can't contact him either. Half Elf, my servant. He lived in Castle Ravenloft.
Wait,
My
last
chamberlain.
right, last we saw, he was working for Lynn, but then I think you mentioned that he was spying.
He was.
Yeah, that's the last we heard was from you.
I haven't heard from him in quite some time, so I fear he might be dead.
Maybe Lynn found them out.
Yes. And unfortunately, I think she needs to be dealt with too at some point. Oh boy. Castle Ravenloft always needs a Dark Lord. Kinda smiles a little bit.
Any way we could do something to maybe get rid of Castle Ravenloft
It would just
while we're down at the structures?
it would reform.
Oh, bummer. I wouldn't mind doing a little demolition work while we're down there.
And it is still my ancestral home, so I would prefer it not being destroyed.
Oh, come on.
Things
Hey,
may be
Bernard, there's-
unfamiliar.
What was that? Ethel?
Just going to say that things may be unfamiliar to me here, but my blade was sworn to you, Strahd. So
Interesting. I don't know what that means, but okay. Alright. Follow me then. And he pulls the hood back up just so no one notices me. And he casts Disguise Self to take on the form of Vasily von Holtz again. And opens the door. And then pulls out a torch and moves his hand over the torch and lights it.
Una grabs the bottle of wine on their way out.
Great. Just be careful with that. It's a vintage. It's very old.
Oh. That's exactly why I was hoping Bernard would not do demolition work. I know how many wonderful vintages are in that basement.
That we don't keep the wine in the archives.
Hey, drinking and doing archival work is the best kind of work.
And Strahd just starts walking through the forest.
Have you ever done archival work before?
Una just takes a swig and just walks.
Doctor, I'm so pumped. Gonna get into some really old stuff. Gonna get to see how all this terribleness started. A whole lot of history. The whole little gosh darn little monsters to fucking pummel. Yeah, let's do it.
You remember what I told you?
What?
Hands and eyes to ourselves. You too, Una.
Well,
Hands
yeah, I'm just
to
gonna,
ourselves.
yeah, I'm just gonna look at all the cool stuff and bash whatever needs bashing, and
So-
it'll be real fun.
So as you guys are walking, Strahd's like, so did you determine the location of the last shard, like the exact location?
I think we got a little buddy and a gem.
He
that's telling us
stops.
where it is.
He stops and turns. What did you say?
We have a friend in the gym. He's
What
alive
is
with
his
my
n-
power.
He puts a finger up like to shush you. What is his name?
Let me just go up my mind's notes here really quick. Where is he?
And Strahd looks just blank face, almost disappointment a little bit.
Hey, little fella.
Don't.
Vonnegeist.
Shh. Do not speak. Vonnegeist, the vial.
Well, he didn't say that part.
The gem cannot. Fuck. And he cast telepathic. He starts casting telepathic bond.
Let me sit there for 10 minutes.
Yes, just putting his finger to his lips, making sure no one's talking. And then he speaks. Von the Geist the Vile was a necromancer here in Ravenloft. He made his tower in the Shadow Rift and would experiment on humans and other humanoids and turn them into monstrous creatures that roam his tower, protecting it. He wanted to seek total power over Ravenloft and dethrone me and all the other Dark Lords, but in his process, accidentally sealed himself inside of a gem. Hopefully, and I pray none of you told him your names. He only needs your name to switch bodies with you. And he looks at Bernard. And yours looks like it might be the most prime for him.
Well, I mean, he has been in our presence, and he made it pretty well known that he could just hear everything in the vicinity, and we've called each other by name for the entirety of our...
So, here's the issue. With his capabilities, if he takes over Bernard's body or anyone's body, he takes on your abilities, your feats, your strengths, your weaknesses, but he trains his abilities as well. And he is an extremely powerful wizard. Why did you pick up the gem?
It's a wizard.
Why did you pick it up?
Because it said hi? I don't think it actually spoke to us until after. We just found it in the box.
So here,
Ophelia, don't speak out loud.
oh boy, this is really bad.
Yeah, you're fucking telling me, sweetheart.
Now, the good thing is, if he's in the gem with you currently, he is still most likely really far away from his body. If the gem were to be destroyed, he will just die.
So let's yeet the fucker.
Thing is,
hold on.
he'll see what's happening, and if that's the case, he will attempt to take someone over.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna go away. Alright? Just let me walk away. I'll walk away like 100, 200 feet north of here.
I'm going to come with you just in case it happens. I'm a powerful wizard myself, so...
I feel like if one of you three gets taken over, the others should be able to stop him, but if I'm around, I mean, I'm not to toot my own horn, but I'm kind of rough.
I could deal with you easily enough, so... it's fine.
No.
Okay.
No separating.
Hey, Straw, just a quick question.
Yes.
If Von the Geist were to, take over me, my whole dying, coming back thing, would it just be an endless loop?
No. Okay. You wouldn't die. If he takes over your body, your soul gets swapped and goes into the gem.
Ah, okay.
And then you're trapped in the gem. But unfortunately, you don't have the ability to get yourself out.
Thank you for the clarification.
I'm just spitballing here, Strahd. You push me out of another window, and then I fall and drop the gem.
That wouldn't do anything.
I'm trying to figure out ways to destroy it without having to separate.
We have to do it quickly. He is very intelligent and he may sense something is up.
Well, not if you surprise push me out of a fucking window.
Do we know where Ophelia stores this thing?
Yeah, in her bag.
Where's the bag?
On her.
Like as a messenger bag, or like over her back, or?
Yeah, it's like a messenger bag.
What has he told you? Before we proceed, what has he told you? Has he told you what he can perceive?
Yeah, he said that he could pretty much see anything within, like, see and hear anything within, like, 10 feet, I think it was.
He can only see what the gem can see. So currently, he can only see what's inside Ophelia's bag. But
Feel you
he
got
will.
anything important in there?
But he will hear things.
So maybe we just leave the bag.
No, it's just as risky.
Bag.
Especially if one of the Lady of Death's assistants come across it. Especially if the Lady of Death comes across it. We don't want her getting it and having him hop into her body.
Alright, so how about we put the bag down, and then I smash it. Hope you don't have anything too precious in there, Doctor.
Well, do you have anything more destructive than just smashing the bag?
I got lots of fire.
I feel like we all might need to contribute to this just to be safe.
Should we put it in that little lead lockbox that was in the locket? That make it more
So
secure?
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You'd have to pull it out of the bag and he'll still see what's going on. If he sees himself being put into a lead locket, he will most certainly jump on the opportunity to take someone over. He perceives all from the gem.
Bernard, everybody check your equipment for anything that might be useful. I just looked, couldn't find anything.
If you have potent magic would also be a good idea.
What are we talking here?
Explodey, burny.
I can do the explode and the burn.
I could do a fireball.
I got some
Same, my dear.
I got some burning hot hands.
I don't think that'd be enough,
Thunder,
unfortunately.
lightning, and fire.
I think me and Ophelia are gonna have to concentrate 2 fireballers on her messenger bag.
Oh, Jesus.
I can throw some necrotic energy at it, Strahd.
I don't know if that'll work.
But it'll look fucking cool as hell, won't it?
Looking cool is not the point here.
But it is appreciated very much, Una. Thank you.
Thank you, Ophelia.
If anyone gets possessed, make sure they don't teleport away. Because again, he would retain all of his magical abilities in the new body.
How far away can he possess someone?
I don't know.
So, would it be worth having everyone just stand as far back as possible?
Most
And only
likely.
you and I.
Alright, Uda, Nesla.
I believe he can only possess people he can see.
Alright, Uda, Nesla. Let's back away first. And then we'll let the doctor take the bag off, and her and Strahd could step away and throw some magic at it. Does that sound good?
Once we do this, everybody run, because it might alert the patrols as well.
Una just quietly says, takes the broom off, and she's just like, fly.
No. Don't
No.
fly.
Bad Strahd? Bad?
Very bad.
Oh.
We're in a forest, and if you fly above the tree line, you'd have to be above the tree line to navigate safely. You'd be so seen.
You said run. I thought, and Una's just like defeatedly like fly, and like puts back.
Ophelia, drop the bag.
Okay. There's one thing in there that I would like to not have burnt. Can I at least take that out first?
If you can do so carefully and quietly and not to ascertain the suspicions, or arouse the suspicions of Von the Geist, then of course.
It is a letter, one could say.
Is a letter really worth the possibility of losing one of your friends permanently?
I suppose I could always write it again.
There you go, perfect.
How do you know that me taking off the bag won't alert him?
He can only perceive what's inside the bag right now.
But what if he hears it?
That's right, he could hear it.
What if he feels being put on the ground?
Well, there's another suggestion I have. I could detonate you with a very large fireball or something, and then just, resurrect you, and then we're good.
Bernard will just step between them.
It was a joke, hothead.
I'm
So,
resistant to fire damage.
You could just do it to me instead, then it's fine. So I'll come back with
No,
something
no.
else.
No. We're not exploding anybody.
it was a joke anyways.
Alright,
All of
so we're
you,
doing this.
get as far back as possible.
Okay.
But before they start, Una just kind of like hand on Ophelia's shoulder, like a silently like, "You got this, bud," and like same thing to Strahd as they're walking by.
How far away can we get and still see them?
Like 50,
200 feet?
50 feet. This is dense forest.
Oh.
45 feet and I'll slow down.
Yeah. Once we get to 50, he's just gonna be like,
Further?
If you want,
I don't like letting you guys out of my sight.
Trust me, Bernard. It'll be fine.
Alright. I gotta get out of the way. I gotta get out of here. Okay, alright.
and he'll just hoof it 50 more
okay.
in the same direction. Just so that everyone knows where he's going. He's just gonna keep going in the same direction he was going 50 more
Okay.
feet.
I'm going to step around a tree to where I can't see Strahd and Ophelia, but I'm going to keep an eye on where
Okay.
he's going.
All right. Ophelia, put the bag down, and then we get back 35 feet or so.
Okay. Stop. What level fireball are they going for?
I'm going 5th.
Active fifth. Alright, that works. You think that'll be good enough?
It should be.
Alright. I'm just gonna very slowly and carefully
And
take the
everyone, as
bag
soon
off.
as the explosion hits, follow me as quickly as you can. Just in case we alert. Actually, hold
you don't
on a
have to tell
second.
us because we can't see you at all.
Hold on a second. Ophelia, put the bag down.
Okay. Just gonna set it down very gently.
He's going to cast silence around the bag. Alright. Now we all back up 35 feet. Me and you, Ophelia.
Yeah.
You see Strahd carefully backing up. And as he's backing up, he's moving his hands around. You can see a mote of fire starting to like swirl around his fingers.
Ophelia's style of casting is much more quick and dirty.
He is being
Back up.
very careful. And he is casting he throws it, he's like, okay, 3, 2, and he throws his fireball. Just
Ophelia too.
Wait, when they do that, is the explosion completely silenced?
yeah, that's why I put the silence spell up. So this 2 fireballs coil towards Ophelia's messenger bag, and then just no sound. His fireball does 30 points of fire damage. How much does yours do, Ophelia?
Oh my god, let me calculate that one real quick. 6.
That's 10d6, right?
Yeah. Where is this really needs 26. 37.
37. So, and then silence, and you just see this explosion of fire. It's visible, but it's quiet. Just a lot of the trees engulf and get burned, and you just see nothing remains of the messenger bag or the contents. There's just a massive crater in the ground.
Fuck.
And Strahd's like, and thus ends. Oh, he doesn't even need to do this anymore. And thus ends the tale of Vonnegeist the Vile.
Feel like-
Oh man. Ophelia's gonna have to delete a lot of stuff from her inventory, huh?
Yeah, I do. Yikes.
So, man, oh man. I was hoping that would come up earlier and someone would just get possessed, but as it so be, that's what happens. Um, and Strahd's like, so now the next well, what's your plans after we go into the archive? I imagine you want to go grab the next shard.
Yeah, that guy said the next shard was in his tower, so I don't know if he was like feeding us a bunch of bull or what.
That's based on what he likes to collect and him wanting power. It is most likely in his tower.
Well, I suppose that's the next place we go then, right?
And he'll just look at everyone else.
Celia? Shit.
What's up?
She's checking her pockets to see if she put the stagecoach there or in her bag.
Roll me percentile dice. 50% chance it blew up. Anything below a 50, it's gone. The dice that has two numbers side by side is what you read first, and then
I thought, doesn't it reform after an hour?
it reforms after a certain amount of time.
In that spot. But I'm just
In the spot it blew up, was destroyed. Yeah?
45.
45? Yep. The stagecoach was in the messenger bag.
She's just like,
She's like, shit.
Well, what's going on, Doctor?
Like we're going to be taking the Shoelace Express for a little bit.
What now?
Everything was in that bag.
Oh,
Good thing.
fuck. So yeah.
And
So so everybody knows, any magical equipment that was left behind in the stagecoach, when it was destroyed, is also destroyed.
all right. So the scorpion armor and that sword are destroyed.
And
Oh,
unfortunately,
pretty
and
mantelpiece.
I'm sorry, Jeremy, Nezla's book is also destroyed.
I don't know that yet.
Nope. But yeah.
Una's just watching this fire. It's silent. She's sipping her wine.
Oh, actually, sorry. 30 plus 37. The stagecoach is still intact, lying in the crater. It has 100 hit points, so it is still in one
Oh.
piece.
Ophelia seems like she's running and she's
It's hot.
scooping
It's
it
hot
up
to the
like,
touch, but you take just because you're
resistant
touching.
to fire.
You take 4 fire damage, reduced to half. You take 2.
But whatever. That's fine.
That's awesome.
Tis but a scratch.
100 hit points, yeah. And to repair that, you have to spend a short rest repairing it. And you need to make checks with certain tools to fix it, if you're proficient in said tools. So if you're not, you might not be able to fix it. But yeah, so you run over, you pick up the carriage, it's hot in your hands, you put it in another bag. And Strahd's like, well, that solves that problem. Huh.
Yeah. So here's a question.
Yes.
Would it be better for us to go grab that shard real quick and come back here, or
No.
no? Okay, all right. Just thought I'd throw that out there because I don't know what this thing can do.
I do. But it's fun to leave it to be a surprise.
All right.
It was my brother's sword in life. It's nothing evil or wrong with it and twisted with it. I ordered it destroyed for a reason.
Inside check.
Okay.
I got a +0 to this.
8.
Totally honest.
All right, makes sense.
I ordered a wizard known as Kazad to destroy it. And then well, the pieces were scattered across Ravenloft, and he just starts walking. Come.
Una just like as he's walking, is just like comes up next to him and is just like, how does your brother manage to get all the good stuff?
Ooh, ouch.
Ooh.
Ouch, that's like a
Like-
knife right in the fucking
Or a
kidneys
sun
right
sword to the kidney.
there. Gee whiz.
How does it feel to have led your brother to his death? And he just keeps walking.
All right, children, let's lighten up a little bit, please. There's no need for that talk.
So we both have brother issues. It's okay.
I killed my brother, though.
Well, technically, in a way, we both did.
There we go. He just keeps walking.
As like they're going on, just trying to get like farther away. It's like Una just kind of like quietly goes to him, just like, the reason you couldn't get to Nesla is he's currently a pit fiend.
Wow. I guess you're getting a raise, Una.
Una's just like, instead of that, take that money and give it to the orphanage that Nessa loved so much that he felt bad for.
Alright.
If it's still standing.
If it's still standing.
It wasn't in Barovia. But,
Oh.
yes, alright, I can do that. So yeah, this new Nesla, he's definitely not Nesla.
No, we just kind of found him, and since he's still technically Nesla, I couldn't just leave him behind.
Right. Where did you find him?
We were roaming through the, tower.
What tower? There's lots of towers.
Sithicus.
Sithicus.
Nedragaard Keep.
Nedragaard Keep, there we go.
Mm.
I've had too much wine myself.
That's, I understand. Soth's Keep.
I had the deed to the tower. I thought it'd be easy to get in there,
No.
but
No one has really gone there since the Hour of Screaming Shadows happened years and years and years ago when the keep got corrupted. The keep's sort of in a temporal flux. Rumors speak of altering timelines kind of converging in that place that are possible. So most likely, and he kind of points a little thumb back to Nesla, that could be a Nesla from another timeline. So different
Yeah.
different choices were made in his path, and that is what.
Yeah, touched a bad looking hourglass.
Interesting.
Yeah. How close is this place?
After about an hour of just walking and talking, you guys come to the base of Castle Ravenloft, or of the mountain, and you can see this weird rocky outcrop, and he just takes a knife, cuts open his palm, and places it on the rock face, and the rock face glows with like red letters, like red arcane writing that none of you can really make out or understand what it says, and it just the rock slides into the mountainside, and you can just see a dark staircase descending downwards.
see, when he touches the wall with blood, it's fine, but when I do it, I end up with this.
But I do it smartly, and I research the places before I do it.
By the way, Strahd, and she like turning towards her hand, can you fix this by chance?
Let me see it. It looks disgusting.
Thanks.
He holds your arm. I could break it off. It looks like it's like dead. It's dead flesh, like withered. It's like paper. Or I can just do this, and he casts Remove Curse.
Una's like moving her hand. She's just like, oh my god, that feels so good again. And she like kind of like grabs Astrahd's shoulders, or I guess more like his arm, just like, thank you.
Don't mention it. Has she been touching a lot of stupid things?
Yes.
Haven't you missed that about me, Strahd?
No.
I
What?
have this wonderful dagger in my bag that I touched and bad things happened, but now everything's okay.
Then get rid of it.
If I touch it again, bad things will happen again. Plus, I want to kill an archdevil with it, so I'm keeping it around just for now.
Okay, that'll work. All right. So he kind of like takes a torch and kind of aims it down the staircase. It looks like it's going to get quite narrow in here, and it looks like the staircase down is about 5 feet wide and about 7 feet tall. And it goes down like, looks like it goes down like a couple hundred feet. So, Who wants to go first? Me, probably. Hello, me.
No, I mean, I can probably do it. If you want, you can keep an eye out. I don't want you taking any, big blows. I mean, you know, I've got a fair amount of experience doing, spelunking in the ancient ruins.
He steps back. So be it.
Alright.
It would be very sad if my tale ended in my own home.
Yeah, that'd be pretty oh.
That's what happened, but you know.
Whoops.
Well, technically, I didn't.
He's gonna go behind Bernard.
I didn't die when that happened. The curse instantly brought me back. So.
Yeah, well,
We tried.
So did I.
Mhm.
And he mimics pushing you out a window.
Well, that's not going to work anymore.
I mean,
this Strahdi's funny.
at
He's
least,
funny now.
at least, you know, I can say I didn't kill one of my friends accidentally.
You know, when push comes to shove, you know, Strahd really is a good guy.
How
What
is
are you implying?
Florian feeling nowadays? You burnt him alive with the sun sword.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, who's that guy?
Oh right. Never mind. Wrong people, y'all. Very
Strahd,
confusing.
I think you've had too much of this vintage. Like, I know this is probably about 15% alcohol in this bottle, but, like, I didn't realize you were such a lightweight.
Who said it's wine?
Bleh.
Una takes a bigger gulp.
All right.
Yeah, we're walking. We're doing the whole thing.
All right.
Heading down into the-
Strahd will take up the rear.
Ophelia is behind Bernard.
Hey, buddy, just let us know if, oh wait, you might not know what's coming up anyway, because
Yeah,
you said
never
you've never
been
been
down
down
here.
here.
Nope.
Alright, sounds good.
I was not permitted as a child, and I never thought about it as an adult.
Sweet. You know of any, undead creeps we might come across, just so we're prepared?
Nope,
Aw, come on.
I don't.
Nothing?
Things might have
Alright.
trickled down from the castle, so I'll assume shadow assassins, zombies.
I know we never really saw to a banshee that we just kind of
Yeah, banshees.
zoinked from.
Nah, banshees are pushovers.
Alright.
Would
You hear,
any of us
guys?
to listen to you, Strahd?
Let's go!
Let's go.
All right, you guys descend the staircase, and you can see old sconces that haven't had torches in them for maybe, you know, or torches that have long since decayed in the sconces. You guys keep walking down, and there's a steady dripping sound as rain from outside is kind of seeping through the cracks of the ceiling.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
I
Strahd's
love rain.
Strahd's ugh, this place smells like shit, and it smells like what you'd expect at a very old underground place to smell like that. Yeah, stagnant sitting water and mold.
Bernard takes a deep breath and just is like,
Ah, yeah. I'm back in it.
Ophelia
Let's do this.
covers her mouth.
And
Close.
after about 20 minutes, you guys come to the bottom of the stairs, and there's a circular room about 20 feet in diameter and about 20 feet tall, and nestled against the kind of the front-facing wall you guys are facing is a large circular stone door with a 2 stone pull handles, and written on the door it says oh my god. It says oh my god, and then an exclamation point. Boo, 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 boo. I need to yeah. It says the Archives of King Barov.
Barov. Yeah?
Strahd kind of smiles. Yes, my father, King Barov. Well, it's King Barov. But, well. Yes.
Nice. Alright. Well, let's see what we got here. Looks like some kind of puzzle baby.
And he's just gonna kind of inspect to see if there's anything hazardous going on.
Investigation check.
Okay.
Strahd is also going to cast light on his torch as well, so just more light. Just
26.
26. You don't see anything.
Nothing extra here. Looks like we just need to figure out whatever this opening mechanism does. If it is indeed an opening mechanism.
Well, it looks like handles.
Yeah.
Can you see what any like what the mechanisms might connect to and how they might affect the door if one would affect the door?
No.
Just pull it.
Well, folks, there are two handles here. Can't tell which does what.
And it looks like
Open
the
both.
handles. It looks like the handles are too big for one person to use. It looks like two people have to open this door.
Well,
Oh, is
I
it
can
on
take
either
myself
end?
out.
Yes. On either end. Strahd will go to the other one. All right.
And I imagine. I think I might have come across something like this before. I think we have to do it at the same time.
And as Strahd approaches the door, words that you did not see before appear on the door, and it says, "Blood of my blood."
Oh.
That's
Is that you, buddy?
That's interesting. Okay. Who am I opening the door with? And he puts his hand on on the handle on the left side.
I mean, they look like might be kind of rusty. Maybe I may be able to strike it, but blood. Does that mean that someone from your bloodline needs to pull the other side?
I'm assuming someone of my bloodline just needs to be present. Very
Well,
curious
no,
what happens
find
if.
out.
Very curious if I wasn't present, what would happen.
Probably not great things. Let's just pull the damn levers.
All right, whatever happens, I can take it. Let's do it.
Strahd goes to pull on the lever, but it doesn't budge. He's like, "Oh." And
Remember, same time.
with that investigation check, Bernard, you see the levers don't pull or push; they go like this. You turn them down to the left.
No, buddy. It's like arm wrestling.
And he sees a mechanism. Okay, mine goes to the right, and he.
Yeah, arm wrestle.
And the words flare and disappear, and you can see ripples along the ceiling, and it looks like if someone who wasn't of Barovian bloodline had opened this door, the ceiling would just collapse, and the doors grind open really slowly. Just.
I think I need to take a note of this one.
Bernard just takes a note of the mechanism and the trap and everything for like future reference if he ever goes down in a place and it has some similar thing going on.
And as those doors open, lights, torches along the walls start to come to life, just and brilliantly lighting up this massive underground archive-like library that spans numerous floors and levels, like going down. It looks like a maze of just library. And Strahd's like, "Oh, fuck. Alright, that's a little grandiose."
I think we need to find the sorting key. See how they sort all this stuff.
Yes.
Right, every library has some way of sorting all these books. We just need to figure out how they sorted them.
Just to be safe, and Strahd pulls out the sword he has on his side, and you see it's a long sword, and it's like a black blade, and it looks like there's red pulsating veins along the blade. He's like, "Alright."
It's a little, yikes.
Oh, it lets me keep my abilities that they had before you all, well, you know.
We didn't do nothing. Bernard and I were not there for that. That was not us.
Yes, you were.
When we became human, no, we weren't.
No,
We
when
were
you...
sneaking into the elf, dude.
Oh, that's right.
We're
I
breaking it up,
I
right?
thought you were talking about when you came into my castle and tried to kill me. Anyways,
Well, technically, I wasn't there because you pushed me out the fucking window.
and Strahd just steps into the archive and he drops the Vasily von Holtz disguise.
I hate you sometimes.
All right. Everyone take a section and look around at this. Don't stray from this main area, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find a way of how they categorized all these.
So everyone, if
Tomes.
everyone's looking for the special, like the marker to kind of label where everything might be, investigation checks from everyone. Bernard will have advantage, I think, just because it's a dungeony delve-esque thing.
Cool.
Sticky. We're great at these.
All right, Una, what'd you get?
27.
27. Nesla,
22.
22. Ophelia,
13.
13. Okay. Bernard.
28.
Every Ophelia all kind of converge on the same kind of location. There's a pedestal with a massive book that's like 8 feet, like wide, 8 by 8 in its dimensions, and it's like also like 4 feet thick. And it looks like it has probably tens of thousands of pages in it.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, this is it.
And Bernard will give it a look and see if it has any
It's locked.
traps or anything going on.
There is a latch on it with a padlock. Not a padlock, sorry, a keyhole on the latch that prevents it from being opened. And the latch looks like it's made from adamantine.
Una, I'd say have at it. We might need to look for a key though.
I can do my darndest to, will saunter up there, get out her thieves' tools, and try to crack this baby open.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check using your thieves' tools.
So sleight of hand, and then I add my proficiency on top of that.
If you're already proficient in thieves' sleight of hand, then no.
I'm not.
Then add your proficiency bonus on top of it.
23.
23. Doesn't open.
See, these thieves' tools aren't the greatest with adamantium.
Bernard's-
It's
And your thieves and one of your lockpicks breaks. Just
Buddha just like takes it out, looks at Bernard, and it's just like, break the fucking lock.
Yikes.
She like puts it in her
you-
bag.
Bernard, you would know it's
you'll
impossible to
fix
break.
it.
You would know it's impossible to break adamantine. You need adamantine to break adamantine.
All right, guys. Well, looks like we're either looking for some type of adamantine blade or a key. Yeah.
Bernard will just look around to see if there's like a desk or anything.
Perception check. Don't worry about it. There's like numerous desks, all covered in dust and cobwebs.
Yeah, he just goes to the closest one.
Okay, it's covered in like dust and cobwebs.
Yeah, he's gonna just dig around
Right. You open it.
cautiously.
Yeah. So sleight of hand then.
Oh. +0. Let's go. Oh, not bad. 15.
Okay. You open one of the drawers and a giant, not a giant rat, but a big fat fucking rat just like jumps out at you and then scurries away.
Blessings of Aid.
Are you good, Bernard? Did the rat scare you?
I mean, startled me. I'm not scared of a gosh darn rat. Gosh darn it.
But there's nothing else in that drawer, just like a bunch of rat droppings, and like the back part of that drawer's been chewed through.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
This is boring. Ophelia's just gonna start looking through the book titles.
Okay. There's a lot of. It doesn't say. It doesn't show the location of book titles in this. Oh, the big book can't be opened.
She's just looking.
Yeah, the bookshelves. Most of the titles have been eroded away through time.
Fucking books. I hate them so
Yeah. And there's the constant steady dripping of just water leaking through the ceiling, and it looks like a lot of these books are also water damaged. And it's just constant like a non-stop dripping sound. Just
As we're walking, when Una's like in a huff, she's walking around.
Mhm.
She's with her blind sense that she has at this level. She's aware of the location of any hidden or invisible creature within 10 feet of you. Is there anything like around her she's picking up?
nope.
Okay.
Strahd's also kind of like looking around through desks. You see he just like knocks a bunch of contents off the top of a desk. It's mostly just like old papers and like a ceramic mug that just shatters. And he's like, okay, nothing on this one. It looks like the drawers. This desk does not have any drawers.
It says #1 librarian.
I'll start helping check desks.
All right, you've come to a desk. There's tons,
Bookworm.
so investigation check.
Following his lead.
Yeah, investigation check.
Not great. 16.
16. The desk you find is completely empty.
Strahd,
Yes, that's me.
did your father keep any keys on him?
No, he wasn't exactly buried with his keys either. You did try desecrating his tomb, though. I remember that in the catacombs. That's what alerted me to your presence. So if the key wasn't on his body there, then no.
Dang, Bernard, I didn't realize you were a grave robber. I thought you were just an archaeologist.
That's what I said when I first met him. I was like, oh shit, you're a grave robber.
Nope. We're finding it. We're finding stuff. Lost at a time.
But no, my father
Are
was
we
not.
finding?
But no, my father was not buried with a key.
Well, there goes my
Wow.
ideas.
Right out the window, and then Una puts a high five out for her hand out to Strahd for that.
I don't high five.
I fucking hate you sometimes, Una.
Oh, I love you too, Ophelia.
And as you're all kind of like looking around through this place, everybody give me perception checks.
Love those.
Not bad.
Alrighty, Una.
23.
Nesla.
13.
Ophelia.
19.
19. Bernard.
16.
16. Anyone who got above a 17
Oh.
sees a little tiny mural kind of peeking out behind very, not tattered, but like black, dusty curtains, kind of to the left of this room on the left wall. Let's give Strahd a perception check too, for why not? That is a 20.
Una's walking over to this curtain, and she takes out like her rapier and just kind of
Okay.
pulls it back.
There's this massive mural that's painted on the wall, and it shows King Barov and a woman that he's with. It looks like it might be, the queen, Strahd's mother, and they're standing side by side, and they're holding an infant boy swaddled in cloth, and then standing at them is another young boy who looks prim and proper with kind of like blonde hair, and yeah, there's just a mural there, and yeah. You guys see a mural.
Oh,
Is that you?
Strahd, you were so cute when you were a baby. What happened? Strahd, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I understand. I'm just trying to focus and be serious. Hello, there's a mural.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
I imagine that just alerts Bernard.
Oh, interesting.
Bernard will have a look. Really dig in there. See if there's any weird
Investigation check.
details. Okay. Uh,
22.
22. About because the mural's the entire wall, so I forgot to mention the height. The ceiling is 60 feet up, and the walls go to the ceiling, and kind of about 45 feet up, on the lapel of King Barov's like long frock coat, is a button on the lapel, very very minuscule. That no one else I don't think would be able to see. Maybe Una, but
Bernard's far enough away that he gets
Yeah.
like a good angle on it.
minuscule button right on the lapel. It blends in with the lapel too, so you can just make out the raised.
And it looks like a button in an
It
odd spot.
It looks like a button in an odd spot.
Huh.
What's
And
going
there's-
on, Buck?
And looking around, you see numerous of those ladders that have wheels on them that you can like shimmy along walls and stuff.
Bernard's gonna see if there's anything at the same height as the button.
No.
Like anything that might be like triangulated, maybe.
No.
Okay. He's just trying to see if anything like matches up, like some type of three-dimensional puzzle.
Nope.
Okay.
It's like, oh, okay, not one of them.
I was thinking of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. When they're in that like cathedral. Anyway.
Who?
Well, this is a nice painting. Let's move on, everyone, and starts looking around through other desks. You see
What's up, Bernard?
What's
Mm,
going on, Doctor?
The button in a weird spot.
Strahd instantly just turns his attention to it. Oh. Who wants to press it?
Una gets out the broom. She's like, fly. And she's like looking at everybody.
Be my guest. Literally,
She-
be my guest. This is my home. So, no. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I get it. That's a good one.
Put your service to the test, and she's like
Don't know what that
going
means.
up.
Hey, no Disney stuff.
So
You don't wanna
she
get
gets
sued.
up
Yeah, don't want to get sued.
by the button,
Okay.
and she's going to try to see if it's looks like like push it or more like a pull thing.
It's a push button.
Oh, I thought she meant like it was like a button, like an actual physical
No.
button.
It is a physical button, like one you push in.
No, I meant
I
like
know.
Like a button on a coat.
Okay.
I know, I'm being silly. Yes.
She goes and she pushes it.
Alright, Una disappears and the broom clatters to the floor. Oh no, it keeps hovering, but Una just disappears.
Yeah, I want to keep hovering.
The broom keeps hovering, but Una, yeah. And Strahd just like,
Even though I was like holding on to it with my one hand.
yeah, you don't, the broom, you teleport, but the broom does not.
Okay.
So just,
As soon as I see that, Ophelia's gonna bonus action pop her wings out and go and look at that fucking button.
okay.
What the hell?
Whoa, Ophelia! Wow, what you got the things.
Oh,
No one's concerned that Una's gone. Okay.
Strahd smiles and goes, oh, those would have been really useful when you fell out the window.
We gotta get Una if she hasn't been destroyed by another destruction orb or whatever those things are.
Yeah. Like,
Who's this?
is
People just
magical?
die?
What was that? What was that, Nezla?
Do you people just constantly die?
Not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, not me.
Nice.
I've done a few times.
First time,
magical?
first time Bernard just kind of looks at Strahd and just goes, "Yeah, because they're not."
We better get her.
So-
We gotta go figure out how this is going on.
So yeah, I feel like you bamf out your wings and you fly up to the button.
Yeah. Is it magical at all? Like, are we getting any kind of magic?
I mean, do you have ways to detect magic?
Can I do an Arcana check?
You can do an Arcana check, but it will not reveal the type of magic.
I just want to know if there's some magic in general.
Bernard's gonna pull out the wand of secrets. Bing.
Okay.
He's gonna activate it.
Shit
So-
first.
Knock off a charge.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I had to pull this up again. Okay. The Wand of Secrets does not ping off of anything.
Must not be within range. Bummer. All right.
Or
Oh,
you
it's
could probably ascertain it's probably not a trap then, or a secret door,
Alright, so that.
or
is
not within
now-
30 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the button's 45 feet up, so
Yeah, so that's a 22 for the Arcana check.
it's probably magical.
Cool. Tight.
Una touched it and she disappeared. So
Definitely magic.
Hey, can
Do I
you
push?
somehow get that broom down to us so we can get up there if we need to? Just so that you're not all left.
Feelings, man. Grab the broom. Fly. Does it stop hovering?
yes,
And she'll toss it down.
okay.
Excellent.
Bernard catches it.
Right. I'm going to push the button. Am I gonna?
Alright, everybody else, hop on. Let's see if we can get out of here.
I'll be fine.
Alright, Nezla,
Where are we going?
we're going after Una. We're gonna see where she went and hit the button.
Maybe. I'll get on.
He just hands the broom to Nezla.
Okay, what do I do with this?
I believe if you say the word fly, it'll start hovering. And you can direct it from there.
Yeah, the broom goes up.
Yeah, you can grab on and go up there if you want.
I'll take it up.
Okay.
What do you think, Strahd?
For the sake of time and my sanity, I think we all should follow.
Push the button. Boop, boop, boop.
Very hesitantly reach out and press it.
Nezla disappears as well. Alright, Strahd casts spider climb on himself and just starts walking up the wall.
Alright, fly.
And then he gets ready to catch the
Yep.
broom, and then he goes up himself, and then he's gonna put the broom away on his person
Okay.
so that it's not like he's gonna have it so that. Well, actually, he's just gonna be like, oh, is Ophelia gone already?
No, she's still hovering by the button.
You might wanna take this with us.
Alright.
Alright. Boom!
And Bernard goes through. Strahd, yeah,
Okay,
Strahd waits for everybody to go through. And he just spider climbs up.
Room.
Okay. So Ophelia disappears. Strahd's spider climbs up the wall, presses the button, and you all appear in a different room. You're all standing in waist deep, cold water. And the ceiling is just covered in stalactites, and there's stalagmites kind of jutting out from the ground. And there's just a tunnel of complete darkness, but you can tell you're standing in cold water. And it's waist deep. Una, it's probably up to your like upper chest, neck area. So for everyone,
Hey,
for
so
everyone,
glad
it's
of you to
yeah,
join me.
so difficult terrain for everybody. Strahd appears in the water. He goes, "Oh, damn it!" and he ends concentration on spider climb. He still has his torch out, so he's like, "Well,
I guess we're trudging.
all right."
I'm gonna look around. Does it look like there's any other directions, or any way to go backwards at all?
You look behind you. There's nothing there. Just a solid wall, no button or anything. The only direction is forward.
How high is the ceiling?
About 85 feet.
Okay, Ophelia's using her wings to hover above the water because ugh, fam.
Okay. Okay.
Hey Bernard, can I have my broom back?
Ophelia's got
Ophelia, can I please have my broom back? And like Una's trying to
the
like
doctor
reach
has
out
it.
of the water.
Yeah.
Here you go.
And
has
she
it.
like says fly, so she can like fly and like hover over the water.
Okay.
Bernard's gonna trudge forward carefully.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're all treading
Following.
forward through the water. Strahd's like, "Well, this is just a wonderful time." Oh. Anyone have any sort of ideas where we might be? Any fun little theories?
Well, being as that it was a button on, you know, Barov,
Correct.
I imagine this might have something to do with him personally.
Be really unfortunate if it was like, I wonder. So my family had a wizard friend. His name was Khadgar. I mentioned him. He's the one who destroyed the Sun Sword.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if his wizard friend put like magical protection down here, and maybe we have to go through a maze of some sorts to get to what we seek.
Oh, nice. Mazes. Cool.
Love me some mazes.
Well, it'd be. He kind of freezes for a second. Interesting. And just keeps walking.
Care to share with the class?
I'm very attuned to the plane, to Ravenloft. I have never left Ravenloft. This does not feel like a Ravenloft.
Oh, so we're somewhere else, huh?
Or a demi-plane.
Huh.
Love that for us.
And he just keeps. What's up?
Oh, Bernard's just gonna keep moving carefully through.
Okay. And as you guys are oh, what's up?
Was your father one to dabble with the demi-plane there, Strahd? Was that his cup of tea?
Well, I said we had a wizard friend, so it's most likely Khadgar's work. My father wasn't really impressive by any means. He was just a simple man who was
Just
king
came
of.
across.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
He was king, so that's about the most interesting thing about him. He wasn't really magical by any means. I'm the only one in the family who really sought out the teachings of wizards, and I myself am a wizard, but
Your father, how did he come across the kingdom? Was it through conquest, or was it through like economic nobility?
mostly
Just getting a lot of money.
mostly conquest. And then one day, long after he died, Barovia got pulled into Ravenloft. Well, Barovia was the first one to become part of the domain of Dread. So Barovia has always been the first. The Dark Powers at the time were able to pull places from the material plane into the Dread domain.
Did this happen right after your father died, or?
It happened around not too long after.
Interesting.
It happened sort of when I killed my brother and a bunch of other things kind of coalesced together. Basically, great sort of wait, no, that's not right. I killed my brother in Ravenloft. Either way, great acts of darkness and evil pull the places into Ravenloft and trap them here.
Right. Alright, let's see what the wizard left us.
So Shrod,
Yes.
so we understand your father was a king, your mother was a queen. So why don't you ever refer to yourself as prince? That just seems like that'd be something.
Because the line was
Your MO.
the line was broken. There's no point.
I thought I'd ask.
And as you're all walking, you guys all see Una on this broom, and then you see something snap down from the ceiling and hit her in the back.
Oh, what the fuck?
Una, you become grappled and restrained, and you get pulled 25 feet up towards the ceiling. Just everybody roll initiative.
Excuse you?
Before we get too far into this, Justin, the long sort of warning prevents surprise rounds on you and any of your companions
Yeah.
within 30 feet of you can't be surprised.
This isn't a surprise round, so everybody roll initiative. I feel like there might be a little bit of a delay on your end, buddy. I think.
All right.
I'm still holding on to this broom as I'm grappled, right? Like it's
Nope.
coming up with me.
Nope. You get pulled off of it. And you're pulled 25
Okay, so
feet
the
up
broom's
towards the
just
ceiling.
hovering.
Yep, and you're pulled 25 feet up towards the ceiling. What'd you get for initiative?
God, a sweet 12.
Nesla,
24.
Ophelia,
11.
Bernard,
19.
Alrighty. So Nesla, you're the first up. You see Una get hit in the back by something, and she's lifted 25 feet up towards the ceiling, towards the darkness.
Take out my hand crossbow and point it up, waiting to see something.
Whatever is up there is concealed in the darkness because no one's light reaches that far up. So you just see the little tendril that's wrapped around Una. Alright, Bernard.
How close was Una to everybody?
She
I was
Like
Probably
how high off
flying,
the
like-
water was she?
Like I was probably flying like 10 feet off the water and I got dragged up 25 feet, so I'm like 35 feet up.
35 feet up. I'm just wondering how high the broom is.
Oh, the broom be like 10 feet.
Okay. Bernard's gonna jump up and grab it.
Okay. That's your action to grab the broom.
All right, and he's gonna use it to fly up.
Okay. You fly up and see 6 ropers. Or hold on, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6 of the. Oh, bleh. 5 of these stalactites are kind of moving around, and they got tendrils, and they're 60 feet up off the water.
Cool. How much movement did he use to get up there near him?
Depends how close you want to get. To see them, you would have seen them after 30 feet going up.
Okay. And how far away are they?
They're 60 feet up from the ground.
Okay.
So they'd be an additional 30 feet away from you.
Okay. But okay, so what's the move speed for the?
Depends how
For the
much
broom.
Depends how much you weigh.
I weigh a
If
lot,
you're over,
so it's
are
like
you over 200 pounds?
yeah.
It's 30 feet.
Okay, well then, yeah, there it is. So action to do all that. He's going to. I'm concerned about doing Giant Smite because that might make it so that the broom can't hold me anymore, right?
I'd say yes.
Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to also get this out of the way too. When Bernard was doing his runes and stuff, he would have re-upped the thing on Ophelia's cape.
Okay.
The Uvar rune, like we always do. So yeah, for his bonus action, I'm gonna have him do the Haug rune, and yeah, and just be ready.
Okay. That'll bring it to the roper that is currently pulling Una up. It is going to shoot 4 of its tendrils towards the rest of the party that are not restrained. So the first tendril going towards Nesla is a 16 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. The second one is a 14 for Ophelia.
Yeah, that hits.
So Ophelia, you're grappled and restrained. Third tendril is going for Strahd for a 16 plus 7 to hit. So that hits Strahd. He is grappled and restrained. And the final tendril goes towards Bernard for a 17 to hit. So does not hit. So it uses its reel then. So Ophelia and Strahd are reeled 25 closer towards it, as is Una. So Una is reeled in towards its mouth. And as it reels Una in towards its mouth, it makes a bite attack against Una with advantage because she's restrained. And that is a 16 plus 7 to hit. Hits.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So it reels you up towards its mouth and just sinks its flesh into your little dwarf body.
Oh, never thought the plants would bite back.
It's a stalactite.
Oh.
19. You take 23 piercing damage as it just bites into your flesh.
Hmm.
And
Evasion? Or is it can I use uncanny dodge on it?
I'm looking to see if... Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna uncanny dodge that.
Okay.
So that's 11.
And that brings it to your turn. You are grappled and restrained, so while restrained, you can't move. Your attacks have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dex saves.
Can I try to get out of this restraint grapple situation?
If you do, you will plummet 60 feet.
Into water, though.
So you'll still take bludgeoning damage. The water's not deep.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Okay,
We go try.
make a strength check.
Oh, we are not getting out of here anytime soon. That's a sweet, sweet 4.
So that's your action. You try to wriggle out, but you can't get out of its tendril. Should probably write who's all restrained and keep a track of it.
Ah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Amy? Bonus actions or anything?
Nope. She's chilling, squirming, chilling.
Okay. So yeah, Nesla, Strahd, and Gunnar are currently restrained. That'll bring it to another roper, who is
It's
going.
Ophelia, not Nesla.
That's right. I'm sorry. The next roper is also going to do the 4 tendril attacks. So one is going to go towards the ones that aren't restrained, which is Nesla and Bernard. So, that is a 9 against Nesla. So you just dodge away. This tendril just spikes into the water. And the second one for Bernard is a dirty 20.
Nope.
Okay. So it's going to do its other 2 tendrils, one at both at Nesla and Bernard again, because it gets 4 tendrils. Nesla, that's a 17 to hit.
That still misses.
Okay, and for Bernard, that is a 9. So the tendrils just flare out, but they don't really hit anyone. This one can't do anything else. So Ophelia.
Okay, just for word clarification, is restrained considered incapacitated?
No.
Okay, cool. So she's still got her wings. Does she have a clear sight of the thing holding?
Oh, yeah.
Fireball. Firebolt, not fireball.
With disadvantage because you're restrained.
Oh, actually, we're gonna do it anyways. I don't care. Say 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
Oh,
Kind of hits along its rocky body, but doesn't hit anything vital. Just scatters across it.
Tight. Cool.
Anything else?
And we're gonna be good for that turn.
Grappled and restrained, yeah. Alrighty, and your wings are out at least, so... Alright, that'll bring it to another roper, who is going to use its for kind of tendrils. First 2 at Nesla. That's a nope. And a nope. So Nesla, you dodge both. The second 2 go towards Bernard. That's a miss. Natural 20 on the tendril for a 27. So Bernard's hit by the tendril and grappled and restrained.
Alright, cool.
And then that one is going to use its real action to pull Bernard 25 feet closer towards it.
Does the broom come with me?
Nope, because you get pulled off of it.
Okay.
So you're pulled 25 feet up towards it, which means you're about 5 feet away, because it was
Sweet.
30 feet away. And it's going to make a bite attack against you.
Cool.
For a natural 1. So it just bites into plate armor and just can't get through the mithril plate. Okay, that brings it to Strahd the Redeemed. So cheesy. He's restrained right now. So, what can he do? 15th level wizard. No, something else. He is going to cast, because he's got some spells here. He's going to cast Misty Step and just Misty Step back towards... Oh, Misty Step to the air. That's fine. I'll Misty Step into the air. And as he's falling, he'll just take falling damage and land in the water because he's Strahd. So he'll take 3d6 of bludgeoning damage. 11 bludgeoning damage. He's got 153 hit points, so he's fine.
That's almost as many hit points as fucking Bernard.
Wizard and fighter combo. Lands in the water. On his feet. He's like, well, I'm out, everyone. Good luck. I'll help as best I can. So Strahd is no longer restrained. And that'll bring it to another one of the ropers, who is going to see that there's only one person left to be restrained, and that's Nezla. So it's all 4 tendrils just rocket towards Nezla. The first one is a 19 to hit.
Yes, it hits.
Okay, so Nezla, you're hit, you're grappled and restrained, and then it uses its reel to pull you 25 feet up towards it. And that brings us to the last roper who can't do anything because it can't grapple people that are being grappled. So, boom. Nezla, you're grappled and restrained. And you're still 45 feet away from the roper that has you restrained.
I guess I will take my shot at disadvantage.
Okay.
That was a good one too. Both of them. 28.
28 hits. Shoot a crossbow bolt towards this roper that has you grappled.
That will be 8 damage.
Okay. Just kind of sinks into a part of like soft flesh. Anything else?
Can I don't know if I can get a second shot with a loaded weapon.
Nope.
No. Okay. Yeah, I'll load up again.
I think loading is an action.
Oh. Okay.
I keep forgetting to track loading weapons. Loading. It'll tell you like beside it how many times you can shoot it before. It should tell you how many times you can shoot it before loading it. But generally crossbows you have to use your action to load it. And I always forget to track that.
All right, then I. Let me see if we can do this. Yeah. All right. Blood curse of the marked.
Sorry. Loading weapons. Blah. When you use an action, bonus action, or reaction to fire it, regardless of the number of attacks you can normally make, you can only shoot it once.
Okay.
But still, technically, it still counts as reloading. But yeah. And sorry, what was it? Blood curse of the
Bloated agony.
And what does that do?
Let's see. Where's it start? You curse a creature that you can see within 30 feet of you, and it painfully swells until the end of your next turn. For the duration of this curse, the creature has disadvantage on strength and dexterity ability checks and takes 1d8 necrotic damage if it makes more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn.
Alright, so its attacks are still with advantage then.
And I am going to amplify that as well.
Okay.
And I take a damage on that, which is 5.
Okay, Bernard. Grappled and restrained. And you are 20, yeah, you're like right by its mouth. You're 55 feet up.
Cool. Where's everyone else in relation to Bernard?
No,
I mean, like the people that are grappled.
not within touching distance. They're about 10, 15 feet away. 20.
Okay. So am I in the middle between them?
No, you're kind of like, you got grappled by the one kind of the farthest away.
Who's closest to me?
It was Strahd before he misty stepped away.
Yeah. So is it Una or?
It'd be Una at 15 feet.
Okay. Cool. So that means she's also the closest to the broom.
Not necessarily. The broom is a decent way down. Or the broom is, yeah. No, you're still the closest to the broom.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. If Bernard breaks out of this, he's just gonna fall.
55 feet, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then he wouldn't be able to do anything. So he's just gonna take his attacks at disadvantage. But first, he's gonna invoke the Frost Rune.
Okay.
So now he has a strength score of 22. And he's gonna whack this thing that has him. Well, can he reach the other one? that's next to this?
No.
Crap. So if he kills, even if he kills the one that he's on, he's just gonna drop. And
Yep.
Yeah. That seems like it's gonna be a long battle. All right. So Bernard's just gonna start hacking away at the one that's on him.
Okay.
He's just gonna do all 3 strikes on him.
Okay.
You said with disadvantage, correct?
Correct, Amundo.
All right. Shit. So first roll was a natural 20. And
Wait.
the other one's a 13.
13 doesn't hit.
Yeah. Second one is 24.
24 hits.
To hit. And that's going to be 12 damage.
Okay.
Third attack.
Just wiggling around trying to get it.
28 to hit.
28 hits.
And that's 9 damage.
Okie dokie.
And he's going to, might as well do it. He's going to action surge.
Okay.
3 more attacks.
Yep.
Get out of the way. I can't click the. All right. 16 to hit.
Misses.
Yeah. Second one. 19 to hit.
19 misses.
Yeah. Third one. Fuck. Waste. 17 to hit.
17 misses.
Yeah.
Did Jeremy
All
fall
right.
asleep?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Planning to read.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That's rough.
Anything else,
okay.
Bernard?
No, this is looking bad.
Okie
All right.
dokie.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, the roper that has Una restrained, and I believe it also has Ophelia restrained, is going to make some attacks. It's going to make a bite attack against Ophelia. That is a 26 to hit.
Bring
Okay.
it. I'm the fucking tank. I
You
can
are the
take
tank.
it.
Ophelia is the tank.
I'm the tank.
You take 19 points of piercing damage. Just bites into your shoulder, just chomp, chomp, chomp. Still have its multi-attack though, so it's going to make 4 tentacle attacks towards Strahd to try to get him scooped up again. And it hits, and Strahd's grappled and restrained, and then reeled 25 feet off the ground. He's like, "Oh, duh!" Bringing it to Una.
She's going. So it'd be an action to
Try to break out.
try to break out. She's gonna try to do it again.
Strength. You'll fall 55 feet, so give me a strength check to see if you can break out first.
That's fine. That's a 14.
14 just fails, so you're still grappled.
God damn it.
Anything else? Bonus action.
I can't really bonus action anything.
No.
Guess that's my turn.
Okay. That'll bring it to the one that is grappling, I believe. Oh, this one didn't grapple anybody because everybody was already grappled. So it's going to end its turn. Yeah. That'll bring it to Ophelia.
I'm gonna try and pop out of this.
Okay.
Really quick.
Oh.
Just strength check.
Oh, we lost Brittany. It looks like.
And she's popping out for a sec.
I'm not going to rearrange the chat windows then, because it'll just get bumped around when she comes back if I do. All right, what'd you get?
That's an 8.
You are still snug as a bug.
Snug as a bug in a rug. Love it. To bonus action mind thrust. So can I get an intelligence saving throw?
Oh yeah, these things are great at that. Like they're so good at these. Intelligence saving throw. That's a 4 minus 2 for a 2.
No, so 6, 2, 4, 6 psychic damage, and can only use its action to take dash or disengage on its next turn.
Excellent. All right. Meow. Anything else?
That is it.
Alrighty, that'll bring it to the roper that is currently grappling and restraining Bernard, and it's going to make a bite attack against Bernard.
Bring it.
For a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so it chomps into you, gets a nice squishy piece of meat.
Bernard flexes.
Just makes the blood kind of spurt out more.
Shut up.
11.
I've got defensive runes. I've got the hill rune going.
You take 22 piercing damage.
Minus half.
Yes, you take 11. That'll bring it to Strahd, who is just grappled up and pulled. He's grappled, pulled 25 feet up. He's like, ugh, fuck you. And he's going to just throw a firebolt at it with disadvantage. 4.
Mark when I did it.
Oh, man. 8 plus 10. Misses. Just. He's like, bah! Bringing it to the roper that's grappling Nesla. It's going to reel Nesla up 25 feet. And that's its turn. And then the one that's grappling Strahd is going to reel Strahd up 25 feet and end its turn, bringing us to Nesla again. Nesla, you're now 45 feet away from it. Or wait, no. You're 45 feet before. Now you're 20 feet away from it.
Okay. I am going to bonus action. Right of the roar.
Okay.
On my scimitar. And then I am going to hold action for when I get within range of it.
Okay. I forgot to do its con save.
Oh yeah.
That is a 17.
That passes.
Okay.
The bloated agony is gone.
Okie dokie. So that's the end of your turn then?
Yes.
Okay, Bernard Bunsen.
All right, Bernard is going to angle his hands with a burning hands. Can you tell if he can get the other roper in this as well if he angles it?
Yes.
All right. He's gonna try and hit the one that's grappling him and the one that's next to him with burning hands.
Okay.
Dex save.
So the one that's grappling you got a 4.
All right,
And
fails.
the one that's next to you that's grappling Una and Ophelia got a 10.
All right, they both take 13 fire damage.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Bernard?
Let's see. He's got another bonus action. I don't think he can grapple this thing.
Not right now, no.
No. He could do Giant's Might, but I think if he becomes large and it drops him, then he can't really do anything.
It looks like being large won't get you dropped because ropers are large as well.
No, he'll squat on it.
Okay.
But yeah, that'll be it. Sorry.
Okay. The roper that has Una and Ophelia attacks Ophelia with a bite attack. Rolling randomly for that. Ophelia, that is a 16 to hit.
I am
gonna
going to
use
my
shield.
reaction.
I will use shield for
Ophelia is
reaction.
using shield, so
Yeah, and I'm using defensive runes so that it actually works.
okay.
Because she had 11 AC, it raises it by 5, so that only
Shield
gives her
wouldn't
to
have worked.
16.
Yeah, shield wouldn't have worked then.
Yeah, so that's why I'm using defensive runes on top of it, so that
Okay.
she has a 21 AC.
Alrighty, that brings us to Una. You're 5 feet away from its mouth.
She's still trying to get away from the fucking thing.
Okay, strength check.
Who?
You're still grappled. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. The one that is re-grappled Strahd is going to reel him up 25 feet. He's like, ugh! Bringing it to Ophelia.
Gonna try again to get out.
Okay. Strength check.
No.
Okay.
Bonus action. Mind thrust again.
Okay.
Intelligence saving throw.
On the same one or the one that's got you?
The one that's got. The one that's got her grappled.
Okay. That is a 16 minus 2. 14.
That fails. So 5, 9, 15 psychic damage.
Nice.
And can only do dash or disengage next turn.
Correct. That'll bring it to another roper. This is the one that has Nesla, so it's going to reel Nesla up 25 feet. So Nesla is now within biting distance. And it's going to bite Nesla. 14 to hit.
That
I
misses.
just can't get you. That'll bring it to Strahd. He's going to be like, oh, this sucks. And okay. He is just going to look up at the one that's grappling him and cast Agonazar's Scorcher at 4th level. Needs to make a dexterity saving throw. For an 18 minus 1 for a 17. That fails. So it takes 25 fire damage. Just he's like, good job everyone, you're doing very well. And the one that is can't do anything because everyone's grappled is going to continue not doing anything. And that'll bring us to the one that I believe is... Oh, sorry. I skipped the one that's got Bernard. This one is going to make a bite attack against Bernard. No. 19 to hit. And then it brings it to the roper who can't do anything, bringing us back to the top to Nesla. You're right in front of it now. 5 feet.
Alright. I am going to... Let's see. Bonus action. I am going to Blood Curse of the Marked.
Okay.
And then I am going to take my regular action and swing my scimitar.
Okay, with
disadvantage.
correct.
first one is a 20, and the second one is a natural 20. Damn it. So dirty 20.
Dirty 20 just hits.
Alright, so that is going to be 10 plus 2 right damage. And it is 14 damage.
Okay.
And I am also going to, with that, give it the brand of castigration.
Okay.
And then take my second swing.
Go for it.
It's disadvantage again.
Yep.
Not as good, but not bad. 21.
21 hits.
Come on. Why is it not rolling the damage? There we go. That plus 2 of those. 20.
Okay, that one is looking real bad. Anything else, Nesla?
That's it.
Okay. As it gets to initiative count 20, you guys see you hear a voice kind of emanate through the caves. And it says, "Who dares sneak through my domain?" And a surge of lightning cascades across the ceiling. And everyone grappled by a roper, and the ropers need to make dexterity saving throws, all with disadvantage because you're restrained.
11.
That's a fail.
8.
That's a fail.
Oh. Damn. Natural 1.
That's a fail.
You said deck save, right?
Correct.
22.
With disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled an 18 and then I rolled a 13.
Alright. Anyone who got below a 15 takes 39 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And all the ropers take 39 points of lightning damage.
How's the girl doing?
One of those ropers is dead. The roper that had Nesla is dead. Nesla, you fall 55 feet.
Ring of feather fall.
Alright, so you hit the ground and nothing happens. Alrighty. Boom. Boom. And just because it's getting to be kind of late and I have to unfortunately do stuff at 10:30, that's where we're going to end the session for the week. I hate ending them in the middle of combat, but I have to, unfortunately. So yeah, that's where we're going to end it for the week, everybody. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Bro, we're fucked.
Roll first.
So, thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you for playing, dear friends. We'll see you all next Thursday for the continuation of this. And, we'll see what happens. So, good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.